I'm going to show you some steps on how to set up the trailer fairly easily. First things first, you're going to open the trailer door, get out both of the tools here. First thing you're going to do is use the leveling jacks and set them down until you have the desired leveling. And do that one for each corner. Once you have each of the corners set up, you're going to take this tool and set it in here. Unlatch all four of these, one on each of the corners. Alright, and then you're going to crank this all the way up until it bottoms out at the very top. And once you're done with that, then we can show you the rest. Okay. Once you've got the top up, you can start to assemble the beds and slide those out to make the rest of your tent. Take these poles out from underneath, and you're going to attach them underneath here and to the bottom of the slide out once you get them out. The best way to do that is to pull this out, and you want to have someone on the inside to support the inside and make sure it's not snagging on anything. Once you get it where you want, that's when you attach these here. And it needs to come out a little farther. And you'll repeat that for the other side. Alright, so this is the other side. There's only one slight difference. This one's a little bit longer bed. It's a king bed, so it has an extra support. And once the support is put on, you can slide the bed out. And after the bed is out, then you attach the last two here on there underneath the, to the bed. So this is where it's helpful to have a second person to slightly lift up so that you can get the support on. And once you've got it on, we're good. Then there, and at this part is where you put the Velcro on. You can take the Velcro and it starts to secure around the entire bed and the frame. And at that point, you will have the makings of your camper. And I'll show the rest once we're inside. And you want to attach the Velcro on the opposite side as well. Once you got the Velcro attached, you're going to come inside the trailer, grab these white devices here, take the clamp, connect it in between the bolts here, and then lift up on the outside, and you're going to connect it right into here by collapsing that. And you may have to shorten it slightly to get it in, and then you can expand it to the distance that you need it to once it's already up. And then you'll want to just basically do the same on the reverse side. There is another bar here, and you'll repeat the process. Sometimes when you are finishing setting up, you'll need to extend it all the way until there's the click where this button comes into place to line up here. They're usually short until they're installed, and then it's pulled apart. Once you've got that done though, you can then set up the stove and the sink fairly easy. Take the stove out, raise this. You want to make sure that this edge is not on top of that notch, but it's to the side. Otherwise you'll have water all over the place. Take and push this down all the way and fasten that until it's nice and snug. In which case it is. From there, you can take and put the cushion down here to make part of the couch and or the bed. There is another slot here that you can pull out and make a larger bed if you want. But we just keep this closed for the most part because you've got your king bed and your queen bed. You also have this table, which when you set it up, the table is for seating, but this can also be a laying spot for additional bedding too. So other than that, that's for the most part the inside. I will show you some options on the stove here. The stove has two spots. It sits right here in these grooves and can be connected underneath this here, this bar. There's a propane connection hookup. I recommend, however, hooking it up outside. This notch here, this will slide right in place. This is a support bar. Propane hookup down below. And this is the best option in my opinion because it minimizes how hot it gets inside the trailer. And I'll be back shortly to show you where to turn on the propane and a few of the appliances. So wanted to come back to this so I could show you how to connect the hose and the electrical. Inside here, this is your electrical, which goes from outside the trailer to your either hookup, or I've got an adapter on the back side if you need it to. You can see here's the propane hookup I mentioned. There's also an outlet there. And then I have this container in here. This one is for your clean water hookup. This is for your wastewater hookup. And this is an extension cord should that need to be done. And I will show you where each of these hoses go on the outside of the trailer so that you'll be ready when it comes to that point. Right. So now we're outside. This is the power, as I mentioned, to 30 amp. And I've got an adapter to 15 if you need it, or you can just go 30 amp into your outlet if need be. This here is going to be where you'll have the control panel for the fridge. I recommend, if you're powered, to have it on AC setting so that way your fridge can cool on the AC setting. Then you've got your water hookups. The green hose goes in here. It's going to be your wastewater from the sink. So the sink will drain right here out of this green hose. The white hose is going to hook up from the water source to right here. And that's how that works. There is a key which opens an outdoor shower so you can wash your hands and or take a rinse if need be. And that's just to pull out. It's attached, but you have to have the water hookup to do so. And last but not least, I will show you where to turn the propane on, which is going to be right here. This gauge will read your propane level, and you just turn it on and off right here. If you have to switch propane nozzles, you're going to need this whole adapter to go onto the other side, and that way you can measure the propane and the fuel go inside there. There is a battery if you are dry camping, and it will be hooked up, but if you're plugged into the AC, clearly the AC will override the battery. These are going to be poles that are going to be laying inside of the trailer should you elect to want to put the awning up. There's the pouch. You're going to roll that out, and you're going to need these poles for the support. There is instructions in the manual to do that, and or use an easy up, which is what we tend to do because it's super easy. I would recommend to put these Velcro straps on to cover the pole. And in just a minute I'll show you how to set up the door. Final steps are, there's a few things that we have in the trailer. There's a couple fans with lights on, one for each side of the trailer. You can see I've got it hooked up to the light switch in here. And it's got, like I said, it's got a fan and that. There's first aid kit, fire extinguisher in here, should you need them. And then the last part, I recommend 2 people to put up the door. So first things first, you're going to come inside. There are some clamps here, which you need to unsnap. And then there's a hook that's holding the door up with the second person. They're going to pull the door out, and then we're going to walk it down. You'll have one person on the outside and one person on the inside, and this is going to set right on the frame. Velcro then attaches here. And there are a couple of spots inside. Come on in. There are a couple latches up top, one on each side, which is going to hold the door in place. And then, important when you're putting on the door, don't forget to put these silver latches on. As far as the blinds and the screen, the blinds all can roll up. There's a couple that have unfortunately lost their way, but there are ways to tie them up, affix them to other things. Just know that we aren't going to hold you responsible, but all of these windows zip up and zip down, so you can have fresh air if you'd like the entire way around the campsite. As far as inside here, here's the fridge, bunch of cabinets, seating, and like I said, the fridge thermostat is here should you want that for the heating purposes. And other than that, feel free to call or text us and we'll do our best to help you out.